Hello, I'm going to show a new feature functionality that we introduced this past month into coreBOS. It's basically ready, uh, entering testing phase now, and I'm going to test it a little bit also here. We've had the business question module for some time now. The questions can be a lot of things actually if we create a new one. We see here that we have mermaids, tables, numbers, areas, row charts, SQL. There's a big combination of things that can happen here. These questions are actually SQL, basically some sort of graph or table that you get from the database, and you can show in different parts of the application and other applications externally also. The problem is that it's kind of hard to build these questions. The syntax is kind of internal, kind of advanced thing, and it really depends also on what you want to construct. So we added a builder, a question builder, a section where you can try to where you can build the questions in kind of a WYSIWYG kind of thing, and help you avoid many of the mistakes that you can do when you're typing in. I'm gonna add this. The features is already here. You can just type it in here into the URL, and it will work. But I'm going to add it to the menu editor. So we have an entry here. It's actually a URL directly, but I'm going to get a module. No, let's do the URL, and the URL should be index php module cb question action builder. And I'm going to copy this because I'm going to use it again for I'm going to actually put this in the action where it should be, and here I'm going to put the label question builder. Okay, I'm going to hang that on the analytics menu, this one over here, and that's about it. Let's add that, and now I have here the question builder, which I can click, and it takes me to the question builder. But before doing that and continuing here, I'm going to add another action. Here on the filter test, we can actually edit these questions, which are already here. Probably some testing. I can actually edit this. I'm going to add a link here on the right so we can actually edit this one directly. To do that, we have to go to the business actions module, and we add let's get one of those that already exist. That would be the link label. Okay, one of these add material views. These are already set up on the business question module. Yeah, because this one exactly is the add material view cron. That would be this link here. So I'm kind of just benefiting from that, and I'm going to duplicate it. And here what we have to do is actually put the whole URL, but we have to send in the record also, so that the builder understands that it already has one record to load. Okay, the utility, I'm going to add here builder, which I think works, and everything else should be the same because I'm copying. Okay, here, this one. Let's put edit question. Okay, that should do the trick. That means that if I come over here to this tab and I reload this page, I now here have edit question, and the link is, and the icon was correct. So if I hit this, now I get the question loaded. Okay, so let's take it from the start, just an empty question. Okay, it doesn't have any parameters in, so it's empty. It's asking me to select the first module or give it a name. I'm gonna do let's give a simple query on contacts. Contacts in Spain. The collection is just a way of grouping questions together. it's not, that doesn't have any real meaning. Okay, here I have a list of fields. This is the first thing. Okay, once I have the module selected and give it a name, we have a list of fields, and here you can double click and you have all of the fields that you have on the contact, plus all the fields that you can go to from the contact, the direct relations basically. Assigned to, users, a whole bunch of things. Let's do a very simple one, first name, last name, or something like that. Just select what we want. It fills in the rows for us. Let's add another row. Last name, and that's for the moment. That's it. Here we have the conditions, which we will add next, and here it's already showing you the select that it's constructing. As you can see, it uses the most advanced syntax. This can be easier if you type in the SQL yourself, but it uses by default the most advanced language that it has. We can test. We can click here and see the actual SQL that has been written. This is the coreBOS query language. You can copy and paste that into anywhere. I mean, for example, we could copy the SQL directly. Go to your SQL, to your editor. Here I'm doing this one here, and this should work. I mean, it already gave us the green sign there, so okay, it does work. And we can even do something like this. This should work too. If we go to coreBOS developer tool, web service developer tool, and we copy the web service query. Note that this copies the one you have on screen. Okay, so this is the web service query language which coreBOS obviously knows and knows how to process. So this builder also helps us to build web service queries if we need to. Okay, as you can see, we have here we just selected the fields. It's already working this section here. We have some metadata. If it's a direct SQL, if you want to page size that right now, as you can see here and there, it gave us the whole set. This is easy. We just put a 10 here, and all of a sudden, when we test the SQL, okay, no, the test is not that. No, but if we run this now, okay, if it's this, the different types, you can do that here. I'll look into that now, and some type properties. Right now it's just a simple query with no properties, anything. Okay, and in the last section of the builder we have the results. If we click here on the search button, it will fill in the results. Okay, and it gives us both a table of results and view, a question processed view, okay, which can have a context. Okay, I don't know why this didn't kick in. Okay, limit 10, there it is. And okay, now we have no, that looks like it's not limiting. Okay, anyway, that's okay. Let me write that down. Okay. Okay, so that's a very simple test. We can save this actually if we click on save. Now I can actually come here to the business actions, no, business questions, and I have contacts in Spain. It saved it for us, all of the information. So as it's a builder, it constructs it. Okay, let's add a condition because I set here the name to contacts in Spain. Let's add a condition here. Okay, click on new condition. Again, we have all the fields, so I should have mailing city, mailing country and here we have the full web service workflow editor. I'm going to put a raw text Spain because that's what we are looking for, but we can do the fields, so we can compare some fields with other fields, and we can do the expressions, so you can have a whole set of different kind of things here. We'll have a look at some of those quickly. Let's do the raw text and save. Okay, as you can see here, also again with the advanced syntax, but you can see that it says, okay, mailing country is Spain. Okay, if we test the SQL, it says it's okay, and if we search, we just get one row. Okay, so it effectively has filtered the rows, actually a lot. If we save now and we reload here where there's no conditions, we should see now that condition there. Okay, we can order by and columns and the like. Okay, let's try some of those. This is a very restricting condition, so I'm gonna relax this a little bit. Let's do something like this. Okay, so it equals, no, not equals, but contains an S. Okay, here the condition changed, and now we have a bigger set of results. Okay, so we can add new conditions. I mean, just normal kind of editing thing. We could add where mailing city contains also an S. Okay, and we search, okay, it changes, we get more different results. Okay, fine, so now we did that, but notice here, let's do some other magic. Here we have the names, first name and last name. Let's come over here and say, okay, I want to actually get the uppercase of those names and the lowercase of the last names. Okay, automatically, as soon as I selected the operations, which are many, as you can see, we can add fields, we can power, we can do all kind of mathematical operations. Most of the workflow expression functions are here. We can get the max and the minimums, and we can aggregate and do conditionals and if, else. We can even get settings from the database. A lot of things. And we'll do some more testing as we go by. But now, as you can see here, we have that the first name has changed to operation is value uppercase first name. And if we launch this, now I have all of the first names in uppercase and all of the last names in lowercase. So very powerful, a very powerful thing. Let's try some other ones. Okay, for example, we can sort. I mean, those are easy. We can sort ascending and these descending if there's not, and then we'll do a group by and even an alias. Okay, so now if I search, these are all ordered, and if these are repeated anywhere, which is probably not the case, these would be descending. So that is working also very well. And let's put an alias here, like first and last. See what that does. Should be just changing the first name and last name column should be the only difference, but it's not. Okay, so something went wrong there. Test SQL, and it says uppercase this as first, lower as last, order by first, ascending, and last descending. Okay, so that actually worked correctly. If we copy this SQL here, you will see that it did work. So what's wrong is that the result table, yeah, very good, the result table didn't know how to find the columns here. Okay, as I said, what we need now is a lot of testing. This is basically the first release, and it does a lot of things already. Result with alias, but we have to start using it and fine-tuning. Okay, let's change a little bit the goal here. Let's try to get a list of a count of contacts per city or per country. Let's try that one. So that would be that would have us grouping. So first let's convert this first name. We're going to convert this to country, mailing country. Okay. I want to count. No, this one actually is just the mailing country name. Okay, and I'm going to put here country as an alias, ascending, and I want to group by that. Okay, and then I want to show the count, how many people are in that. Let's put here number contacts, makes more sense. Okay, okay, this can be this and doesn't matter, and it's not okay. Okay, let's put here a field which would be contact number. Okay, that should do the trick, and we're still filtering here. Okay, and if we do a search here, now I have Australia, and this is breaking. Okay, let's get rid of this, and now we should have the values. Okay, so I have in Australia and Spain and United States and USA. Okay, very good. So actually we can do these type of aggregations and counts, which are very nice. We could even do something like this. Yeah, in fact we could even try this, but I don't want to get the video getting too big. Business question. Here in the wiki we have an example of this. Okay, not here. Developer blocks. Okay, here in the developer blocks section we have an example of a developer block which actually has a question that shows a graph on the account. So we could even do this kind of thing here in the builder. You could actually create this question here in the builder. I'm going to put some properties here, and the label for the first one is country. Let's see if this works. Country and count results. Okay, let's put the count results here and see what that does. Okay, that worked. Okay, so the properties is important for the results to work, which is probably why the first and the last one didn't work. But now I can actually tell it that this is a pie chart, and we get, okay, we get some warnings, and we get the result of the pie chart. Okay, and so, okay, not as good as I expected. Not bad. Okay, something wrong there. Anyways, you can see the result here, and we should be able to export that to any detail view, developer block, or whatever. Okay, let's save this one as contacts per country. Okay, so I change the name and I save as a new one, so I get a new record. And that's about everything I wanted to kind of show. At most, what could be very interesting is that these questions, we could show the mermaid graph also. If we select the mermaid type here, we should be able to type in here. Oops, no, I think we need to type in here. This obviously mermaid is, I don't even know if we should actually support this kind of thing here, because it's totally different kind of philosophy, but we should be able to do something like this. Put a B here, and here I think I have to put left to right, and is that it? No, B probably. Let's see if we can get this. Let's see an example here. Okay, this is a very nice example. A slash slash. Okay. There it is. So you can actually just type in mermaid graph. In this case, I'm going from A to B and from B to C and D, and effectively it did that very nice. So you can actually set up and test your mermaid graphs here. It's probably easier to do this directly here in the question editor, because it works also here. I mean, if I add something different here, it will automatically do that. But anyway, just to see that we do have kind of support for the mermaid graphs here also. We also have the context, which I didn't talk about, but if you try to do this test that's on the wiki, you'll see that here you have the dollar account number variable here. This variable is contextualized. It needs to understand what account you are launching the query against. That usually happens. A developer block is run inside the context of a record, so you have that record. When you do that, that account number is actually translated to the right account number depending on the account record you are. But here in the question builder, we don't have that context. So here we have exactly two fields which give us that context. If you set up a condition where you would put here something like mailing country contains dollar account number, okay, which doesn't make much sense in this condition exactly, but here you see that I do get that value set to account number. So here I need context. I need to know what account I'm running this query on, and that is exactly what these two fields are for. You select the related module to the main module you have. Okay, I'm on context, so I can only relate with these three, and then I click here and I can select any record that I want to give context to the answer of the question below. Okay, so I think we got most everything covered. As I said, this is the first release, and it needs some testing and especially some documentation here about the type of properties that we can get and some other stuff. I mean, if you can start using it and get any information back to us, that would be wonderful. And if not, at least try to help just giving it a try and see how it works for you. Wait, one more thing. These questions, as I said here on the developer blocks, you can actually down here you can actually show them anywhere you want. But also we have already working. Let me bring this over here from another screen I have here. This is Mattermost install, where we have this integrated with coreBOS, so I can actually ask it to show me contacts per country, which was the question, and I get that graph here. Okay, so that is actually connecting to my coreBOS, executing that question and bringing it back. If we show the other one, which was contacts in Spain, that's a table, so it actually shows me a table. And if we did the mermaid one, which you can also bring those over and show them and share them with the people that you're working on in Mattermost. So this is really nice. This is a filter test I did before. As you can see, this one's kind of big, so it shows you a bigger table. Okay, so it's these questions are very powerful, and we are going to start using them even in other places around the application. I'm looking forward to a new enhancement that we're working on already to to change the list view, and here I want to be able to put those developer blocks and those questions also. So look forward to giving this a test and using it more frequently in your coreBOS implementations. Thanks for watching.